pretty much could, absolutely. So it's really going to hold the Porsche back, I fear, slightly, but we know how quick Josh Rogers is, and if he can perform well here, it generally lifts the entire team, and maybe they can spring what would be a bit of a surprise in defending their title.
You never know. You simply never know. Front row, though, it's a red line lockout. Joshua Rogers sat further back, obviously is not going to be too much of a concern for red line just yet, but you never know after turn one. Things get pretty tricky down into the braking zone, and don't forget, some might even chance a late break. Rogers might be one of them. He has got, though, Jamie Fluke to contend with. Semislav Lamanek with a stunning qualifying effort. Falcons have a chance, as do BS Plus competition. Don't forget ART, as now the safety car peels off into the pits. It's the front two BMW M4 GT3s that will now cross the line, and they will, without a doubt, put pedal to the metal, and it will be go, 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 and it's Job who leads with Bennett alongside. Great start for Joshua Rogers, who's looking to escalate his Porsche to the front end of the field. Look out for Jamie Fluke. Surely this will be no fluke. Rogers going for a sensational double. He's going to try and take them both. Fluke is round. Fluke is round. Jamie Fluke has lost it. Coming out of turn one, it's Rogers who leads out of turn two. Sensational moment.
It's a disaster for the Apex Racing team. Not only has Jamie Fluke gone around, but Antunes drops back too. Josh Rogers just made a mistake in towards the next corner, though, and immediately Luke Bennett goes straight back through again. Now the side-by-side battle with Kevin Siggy on the way to the hairpin. Josh Rogers has gone from third to first to third again.
Yeah, and also look at this, Ferris Stanley.
Wow.
Where has he come from? Outside, he's taken them both. This is unreal. What a start here at Fuji. Ferris Stanley for BS Plus competition, now up to second place. It's BMW 1, 2 and 3. Rogers and Matty Sipia. I said watch out for Team Falcons. They're spreading their wings. They're letting fly. They're letting loose Matty Sipia here on Rogers, but Rogers doing enough to defend the place.
Just about. What a lively start here at Fuji. Wasn't expecting too much from the top two because they're teammates and they were more than 2/10 faster than everybody else in qualifying, but it's been on here on the opening lap of 10. Luke Bennett still leads, but Ferris Stanley's in second place somehow. Sebastian Job is hanging on from Josh Rogers in third.
Could you imagine Ferris Stanley with every chance to turn the screw here on a fellow BMW team like Team Redline? This would be unbelievable. No doubt team boss Florian Haspar is watching from behind the desk, urging his team on as we run on board with Joshua Rogers down towards turn one. They're going to go side by side once more. Obviously a different set of affairs. This is for third place as opposed to what we saw at the very start, and Rogers this time managed to get past Job. Job with the switchback, however, coming out of turn two. The red line car is looking to try and squeeze back against the Porsche Commander, but watch out for Matty Sipia as we ride on board. He's going to go for a tighter line on the run, coming through that very quick left, but Job equal to everything thrown at him right now. Rogers reneges back to fourth.
Watch out for this, though. He's going to have a dive at turn 6, is he? No. He just had a look there. He tried to keep a tighter line to really arc the exit and have a fire down the inside at turn 6, but that didn't happen. Sebastian Job is going to be under pressure for as long as he defends now from Josh Rogers. These two will know each other well, especially from their time on iRacing, and here goes Josh Rogers again, down the inside at turn 10. Oh, he's so good on the brakes, but that was too late, and through goes Matty Sipila into third place.
And his teammate Samislav Lamanek is also looking for a move as well. He's having a look at the inside of Sebastian Job. Virtus Pro Oleg Zholobov also coming into this. All those outsiders proving that they are here to fight wheel to wheel again with Zholobov and Lamanek, and this time Zholobov's got his number.
Wow, this is incredible. Oleg Zholobov goes to the outside line now of Sipila, and through goes Lamanek again on the inside line. It's side by side between the two of them. Oh, they just about get onto the circuit together again. Josh Rogers will have the double slipstream here. It's going to be free wide on the front straight as Sebastian Job and Matty Sipila are nose to tail as well. Here goes Josh Rogers. Here comes Ibrahim Khan as well. He's getting the triple slipstream.
This is unreal. 3 wide down in towards turn 1. Zholobov, Rogers, Lamanek, they're all part of it. Just look at it slow from Joshua Rogers, who in the face of danger still reigns defiant. In further up as well, Matty Sipia up to third place. He's ahead of Sebastian Job. He's withstood the pressure. That is no mean feat, by the way, but Bennett careering away.
Whoa.
You can see at the top, Ferris Stanley 1.1 in second place.
Lamanek and Antunes just made contact as well. They've dropped off from these three now as a result of that. It was contacting towards turn 3 that saw them in the grass for a moment and going straight on. So Siepel now third, Sebastian Job fourth, but how long's that going to last? Siepel just went very wide, and Sebastian Job will surely have a go at the corner. He was overtaken just 1 lap ago.
What a topsy-turvy standing we have. Wheel to wheel again this time. Job looking to fight back. This time the Falcons driver might be under pressure, but defends well. Great effort from Matti Siepel to withstand that pressure again. Job asking the major questions. A winner at this track yesterday, and is currently having to settle for 4th. Doesn't want to. Needs to try and break past Siepel for 3rd. A late break again through this next left-hander. A tight hairpin of sorts. The road starts to tighten as well. Joshua Rogers coming in to join the fray, but again Siepel defying him at every turn. This is brilliant driving for the Falcons team.
He didn't pocket on the apex there though at the final corner. He's going to get rolled here by both Sebastian Job and Josh Rogers. He doesn't stand a chance. He hasn't got the exit, and so Josh Rogers is going to come through on both of them very possibly. 3 wide, it's a drag race. Siepel is going to get back into the slipstream. Can he maybe come back past them on this monstrous front straight? We might be able to here. Inside line in towards the first corner. Seb Job goes really late on the brakes, and there's still 3 wide on the exit.
It was musical chairs down the long straight. Siepel could not decide which angle to attack. He's lost out though in this one because Rogers and Job are now side by side. Coming into the left-hander. Now they squeeze through this first sector. Still Rogers holding 3rd by a nose here in his Porsche. But this time he reigns supreme in this battle between this trio. It is now Job down in 4th. Siepel though coming back. Has another look in his Audi R8 LMS. But this time not successful.
And Rogers went wide there. Sebastian Job's coming back again. This is quite unbelievable. I don't think I've seen a battle ever last this long. We're on lap 4, and this has come pretty much from the start of the race. Josh Rogers on the defence again. Sebastian Job is the one to go late on the brakes this time. The 2 long-time rivals side by side in the chicane. They make it out the other side, still side by side. But Josh Rogers with the inside at turn 13 will get back through again.
They have battled lap on lap consistently. These 3 giving us everything here. It just goes to show what this $400,000 prize pool really means to these drivers. Of course, divided between victors, 2nd places, all the way down to 12th place, remember. But this time, they all want the big prize. Ferris Stanley doing a tremendous job. Just look at the gap. PS Plus competition are in dreamland right now. 2nd place with Ferris Stanley with a 6.5 second gap between he and Josh Rogers in 3rd. So this leaves Rogers exposed to Sebastian Job in behind. No slipstream for the Porsche, and here comes Matti Siepel. He's going to try around the outside, covered off by Rogers, but surely can he break away from Sebastian Job? I don't think he can. Job forcing the issue around the outside.
I don't see how Rogers ever breaks away from Sebastian Job because of the long straight at the start of the lap. Now he has to tuck in, so he doesn't go side by side this time because I reckon he would be fearful of Matti Siepel going straight through on him as well. What a great start to the race from Matti Siepel though. Team Falcons 5th and 6th is absolutely okay with what they're trying to achieve here this afternoon. What a battle. Finally now, maybe it will calm down. 4.5 laps into this race.
Matti Siepel has only come out to the quarter-final stage once in his history in ESL R1 leading up to this very championship phase in the Esports World Cup. His best finishing position was 4th place. He sits in 5th right now on this standing and is just on the cusp of potentially matching or maybe even bettering, maybe even claiming a first podium.
And after the recent Porsche Esports Tech Heuer Super Cup, we just, I've got that wrong, but you get the series on iRacing. He said it was one of the most miserable seasons he's ever had.
Yeah.
It's 2024. He's not been very enjoying himself very much, I've got to say. And 5th place here will surely revitalise him a little bit. He's certainly not driving like someone who's had a miserable 2024. As we get a look at the leader for pretty much the first time this race, Luke Bennett is out in front and having a bit of alone time,
yeah.
Let's say at the front.
You can say that again. Fastest lap as well against his name. He is very much in the clean air and is not being hunted down by Ferris Stanley. But I think as far as Ferris Stanley's concerned, he's managing the gap between he and the sister Redline driver that sat behind Sebastian Job, who's very imposing. I mean, if you're Ferris Stanley, you're in dreamland right now, Ewan.
Absolutely, and for BS competition as well, they do need Ibrahim Khan to gain a couple of places. I talked about the 26 points thing earlier. I don't think they'll be really hanging their hopes on getting to the top 4, but they'll absolutely want the top 10. And so Ferris Stanley getting off to a great start here in 2nd place, but I have noticed him starting to do better and better and better as he's getting more experience. in ESL R1, and now he's, starting this season, getting into a few semi-finals, getting into a final he did as well. And now look at him, second place in one of these races. Vital, vital points to BS Competition, who last year, by the way, were only able to score 37 all events. He's about to score 20 of them right now.
It certainly is. You look at Team Falcons as well. We talk about them being underdogs. They're less than that. Well, they're not underdogs. They're more than that this time. They are contenders. Currently sat 5th and 6th. Big points going their way should they bring it home like this. And I would argue that Scipia is no way out of the question for 4th right now. We all know the challenges that the Porsche team have had based on what we saw yesterday. Joshua Rogers was right in the centre of it all and still pursuing after Sebastian Job over 3rd right now. Scipia could yet be brought into this fight again, and he's towing along Laminek, Jolobov and Jimmy Antonez at the same time as well. So there's still many open doors. In fact, there's 2 ARTs in the back of that because Jamie Fluke also part of this, but here comes Rogers.
Interesting call coming up here from Rogers, and he decides to bump draft Sebastian Job. So what they're trying to do is get away from the rest of the field and fight for 3rd later. What Rogers will probably do is try and go down the inside on the final lap of the race and take 3rd place away from Sebastian Job, but he knows if he fights now, A, he'll get drafted back past again on the very next lap, and B, he'll allow everybody else to catch up, and the craziness of those first 4 laps will return again.
It certainly will. It won't be long before the craziness returns, if indeed they do go side by side, because it will invite Laminek and Scipia. In fact, it's interesting to see Falcons have decided to switch. They've allowed Laminek to go through. Now, I wonder whether that's team interplay or whether they're just slipstreaming their way to the front, obviously trying to make the most of that straight line speed down the long straight here at the Fuji Speedway out of turn 16 into turn 1. Job still in control, but I think Rogers, playing a careful game here, I think knows that his best chance is likely to come in that 3rd sector where the Porsche is really good in the corners.
And even if he doesn't get 3rd place in the end, if he bump drafts Sebastian Job for the next 2 laps or so, he knows he's guaranteed himself at least 4th, and that is okay as far as Push Commander Esports are concerned at the moment. I think the fact that Dane Warren's down in 11th will concern them a little bit. That's not all on speed, I wouldn't suggest. However, it is concerning to only have him pick up 1 point in this first race. Don't forget, each team only gets 4 they're able to compete in over the course of the day, and that means you've really got to make use of the time you spend on the circuit and then hope at the end of the day the other teams don't overtake you and push you down the standings. Luckily for Porsche Commander Esports, they will be in races 7 and 8. They will be the ones to sort of dictate how many points they need.
Well, as far as Semislav, or Lemon M as we like to call him, the points are not slim, and he's not in the shade. He's in the open. He's in 5th, and is now still hunting down on that delta gap between he and Josh Rogers. He'll be hoping that Sebastian Job can make the job easier for him. The gap between those two is now minute. 2 tenths between Job and Rogers right now. A door could yet be opened here for the Porsche, but I get the feeling that this is Rogers playing a very patient game, maybe waiting for a last chance assault here on the final lap.
1 second penalty pending to be served. That looks like Josh Rogers to me, and so that is going to have to be served before the end of the race. I reckon now this makes it even clearer. Push Sebastian Job as hard as he can, then serve that penalty, guarantee yourself 4th place. He's currently got 2 seconds over Laminek.
Yeah, certainly does.
Oh,
and as we now see a little bit of a dogfight happening, Jimmy Antonez has found his way past Matti Scipia, but for how much longer? Scipia is going to go around the outside. Jolobov and Jamie Fluke also running wheel-to-wheel through the very technical middle sector. This is absolutely tremendous stuff here from Matti Scipia, who has managed to get the nose of the Audi R8 in front. This corner has not favoured him, however, coming through the final couple of bends. Antonez has taken has taken the plethora of that corner, has taken that advantage away from him. And look at his teammate, Jamie Fluke, tussling with Jolobov from Virtus Pro, wheel to wheel, and look at this, they're going to go 3 wide. Where did that come from Jolobov? Making contact there with Antonez. Antonez somehow stayed on, and Scipia now attacking Jolobov.
And now, what does Jimmy Antonez do? He's going to give his teammate the slipstream, who must be on our right-hand side. There he goes! Jamie Fluke powers past the 2 of them, and Apex Racing Team are recovering a disastrous start to what's actually turning out to be quite a good finish for them here. Down into turn 1 they go. Can they protect these 2 positions? They can. Amazing teamwork from the 2 of them. That is the team's championship in full effect. That is what you have to do. Help your teammates score as many points as possible for the team. And the Apex Racing Team have maximised their race from a terrible, terrible start.
Yeah, it was Jamie Fluke who got spun right at the very beginning through turn 1. He was round. Jimmy Antonez nearly got caught as well through the final corner. We saw it not so long ago, where, of course, Oleg Jolobov was very late on the brakes, coming going through turn 16, but this time the tables have turned. Antunes and Fluke now 6th and 7th, big points going their way. Falcons will be seething a little bit. They had a chance of taking a 5th and 6th in this fight, but Scipio has lost the place, but he has not lost the fight because he is trying again, as is though Oleg Zholobov is going to look to drop him down a peg, coming through the 3rd sector once more as they climb up out of turn 13, 14 out of nets into turn 15, and soon enough 16 as well. Antunes has managed to develop a gap. Fluke now in jeopardy here because the sister Mercedes of Virtus Pro and Oleg Zholobov is now licking that rear spoiler.
It certainly is, but Fluke is going to have the assistance of Jimmy Antunes' slipstream the entire way home here as we are about to start the final lap. Luke Bennett is surely going to win this race ahead of Ferris Stanley. Who's going to finish 3rd? We think we know the answer to that one because we believe Josh Rogers hasn't served his penalty yet. Well, maybe he has. He's going down the inside. He's going for 3rd.
Certainly is, Rogers. A very brave move up the inside. He saved it for the last lap. We thought he might and has done. 3rd place for Porsche Coanda, and that'll be one that they will cherish. A podium would be sensational to blast past the demons of yesterday, where Rogers, coming into the Drivers' Championship, looked like a dead cert. 3 rounds on the spin. He took round victories. It all started back at Hockenheim in the Drivers' Championship phase. He took victory at Road Atlanta and then at Spa-Francorchamps, but the championship eluded him late in the day, come yesterday, where Sebastian Job would also lose out. Instead, it went the way of Kevin Siggy, and now Sebastian Job looking to try and reclaim at least something in this phase to try and bring himself back onto the podium for a 2nd time here at Fuji.
Further back, by the way, Oleg Zholobov has got past Jamie Fluke, so that has been sorted out between those, although it is still going on for 7th place at the moment. Jimmy Antunes has gotten away in 6th position and looks pretty certain for that position, but there is Luke Bennett through these final couple of corners. The teenager looking like he's on good form here. He was in the Drivers' Championship yesterday, ended up finishing 4th. He's on his way to helping Team Redline early on in the Team's Championship.
He definitely is. Started sim racing at the age of 16. A fist bump says it all. The illustration of success once more for Team Redline as they will take victory here at Mount Fuji. It's going to Team Redline. It goes to Luke Bennett, your victor. He started all the way back in Bromsgrove. He's a success